I talked about pre-qualifications, meaning they don't have a house yet. How much house can I afford? Pre-approvals, I told you, was not a synonym. There's a very big difference between these two. And the first one talks about that you need to have a program. Well, they never define what a program is. So this is a gray area. If you're not certain if you have a pre-approval program or not, my encouragement is for you to go to your field examiners and say, listen, these are the letters we write. Here's the underwriting we do. These are all the things we do. Do you think we have a pre-approval program or not? You don't want to be wrong here. And we've had to help some banks out that were told that they did and they didn't think they did, or they thought they had a pre-approval program and the examiners disagree with them. Get it cleaned up now. Go to letter C. There's like 6 things that have to happen here. It says to be a pre-approval under your program, second line, there has to be a comprehensive analysis. There has to be a written commitment for a designated period of time to extend a home purchase. Let me stop. You don't do pre-approvals on refinances, home equities, home improvements. It's only purchases. Now you might go, no, we do pre-approvals. No, that's a term you use. It's not what this reg is talking about. So only how much home can I afford, where you've issued a written commitment for a designated period of time up to a specified amount, and you've done full underwriting. That's the criteria that we just read through there. So all of those have to be done. If you don't do those, and all of those, you don't have a pre-approval, you have a pre-qualification. Now, there can be some conditions that you put on it, like finding a suitable home, et cetera. But what you're saying is you have been qualified. The people or the entity, that's the point. And I talked earlier in the very beginning where I said there's no definition for a completed application. Notice HMDA wants these reported, but they're not complete. We don't even have a house yet. Exactly. So start to connect some dots here. HMDA says it applies to applications, initial applications, when certain conditions of dwelling plus purpose are met, or even one that isn't yet dwelling secured, but it should be, or it's going to be. HMDA is all about fair lending, and they drew a line in the sand and they said, if it's a pre-approval program, we want it reported, even though it's not a completed application. So don't try to argue with some examiner to say, well, that's not a complete application, because it doesn't hold water when it comes to HMDA. You're going to see that another thing here in a little bit. So if you meet all those conditions, comprehensive review, you have a pre-approval program. Go to page 24. I don't care what you call it, letter D says, it is a pre-approval. And if you do a lot of them, it's a program. Now, letter E, what do you mean by a lot, Dave? I don't know, because what it says in letter E is you can do these sometimes on an ad hoc basis, and it's not a program. Well, where is that number at? And I'm going to tell you, I don't know. It's very confusing to me. So if you're confused on that, it's something, again, you need to get your field examiners to tell you this is or is not, and you got to have a definitive line there.